All right, Ben, you wanna break the news or should I?
Um, yeah, guys. So I have to get a wisdom tooth removed next week. It's gonna suck a lot. Is that the news you're talking about?
No,
Oh, what do you mean?
the light.
Oh, the light. Yeah, the lights are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but the light on my camera keeps dying,
Mm-hmm.
and it won't charge on the generator. This is a $250 light.
How was that?
Bro, this is like the most horrifying.
Like a roar. Like,
yeah,
like
of
a, like
all
a.
time.
The fuck was that?
Bro, I don't know. I don't know.
Godzilla? Like what? What? It's stopped.
Bro, something is like really, really off out here.
Oh hell yeah.
So yeah, there's something wrong with the light on the camera. So we're literally using a flashlight to film this right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we're gonna do because it won't charge on the generator. So we're gonna be kind of really limited on light for the rest of the night, which is horrifying
Yeah.
to think about.
Not ideal. I didn't bring my. I mean, I don't usually bring my camera stuff unless we're going to like an abando or something.
Yeah.
I didn't bring my light. Your light's shot.
Yeah, so we're
We have
kind of
flashlights.
doomed. So yeah, welcome back to the vlog channel,
Hey, all
ladies
fun
and
over
gentlemen.
here.
Yeah, it's all great. You know, it's having a great time.
That's where we lighten up on that side.
Yeah. So
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog channel. Now, I'm just gonna take a minute or two to just talk to you guys about a couple of things. So if you want to skip this, by all means, just go ahead forward. But I want to talk to you guys about a couple of important things and this video and etc. Right now, before I start talking, there's some spoilers coming. So please, if you haven't watched the full camping in the Skinwalker Forest video, please go watch that before you watch this. Or, like I said, spoilers. The link to that will be down in the description below, or also in the pinned comment in the comment section. So go there. Whew. Okay, so I want to first apologize because this isn't going to be as long as a normal camping vlog that we do when we go camping. The reason for that is because we just weren't having the best luck. First and foremost, it was like -9 degrees when we checked that one point, and it's really hard to just get into that vlogging groove. But we were kind of just sitting down at this point, eating and having some snacks and drinks and stuff like that, and we were just talking. I told you guys the full story of what actually brought us to this place, and it's pretty long. It's like 15 minutes long. Now, I want to reiterate, guys, I don't know what the hell is out there, right? I'm one of those people that has to see it to believe it, or has to experience it to really believe it before I go further. This was my first encounter, or first experience trying to encounter one of these S words. It's actually better if you don't say the word. People are spamming it in the comment section today, so I'm going to try to avoid that as much as possible. But it was one of my first ever experiences dwelling into this, and geez Louise, it is horrifying. So there's that, right? Now, I am like on the fence about things because I definitely believe in the paranormal. I believe in demonic presences. I believe in evil stuff and all the sorts, right? Because I've definitely experienced stuff like that, attachments and everything. And ever since that night, I don't know what the hell it was that I experienced, but it was just something pure evil, darkness, if you will. As you guys know, I'm already having problems in this home with spirits and all sorts of things. Like, I mean, you've seen the videos. Like, there's constantly things moving around upstairs. It's just a crawl space up there, but it literally sounds like there's footsteps running and all the sorts. The first night you know, exactly. That's all I'm gonna say. Exactly. There's just sounds all the time, and it is crazy. I always try to like make like a reasoning for it, right? Like, oh, it's just this or it's just that, but truly speaking, it doesn't make sense because I don't know what it could possibly be. So for those who don't know, Jen's a very heavy sleeper, and the first night that I came back home from the S forest, sorry, she literally woke up at like 3:30. I'm in here editing, and she woke up at 3:30, and she was like, Jazz, there's some really weird sounds right now. Can you please check this out? Like, I'm freaked out. And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And I'm checking everything, check the cameras. I, checked everywhere. And I'm like, I don't think it's anything. And I was like, I'll sit here with you until you fall back asleep. And I'm just sitting there, and all I hear is things like in the hallway, like clear as day footsteps in the hallway. And it was nuts, to the point where like Lola lifts her head from sleeping and is like looking in the same direction. So I will have a video on that coming soon on this channel as well, probably this weekend. But I definitely think that I have a very strong feeling that something followed me home from that place. Now I don't know what it is, but I feel it like constantly, and I hear it, and I don't. It's really, really weird. If you haven't watched the main channel video, towards the end, I was filming like literally this, explaining why we didn't stay the whole night, right? And while I'm filming, all you hear is like a really loud exhaling sound, almost like what we were hearing, and it's horrifying, bro. It's genuinely horrifying. So yeah, apologies once again that this isn't going to be like a crazy long investigation. It's extra footage that I had, as well as like the full story. So if it's not your type of video, don't worry. We got a big video coming this weekend. Thank you for your continued support always. I cannot say it enough. I appreciate you guys so much. January was one hell of a month. Let me tell you guys, it was like a record month for the channel, and I can't say thank you enough. From the bottom of my heart, I'm forever grateful. So more content is coming, more camping videos are coming. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoy this video, and yeah, if you guys caught anything in the main channel video or any of the sorts, please let me know down in the comment section below. See you guys soon. Peace.
We are at a place that we're calling Skinwalker Forest. It's not like legit the Skinwalker Forest.
No.
It's just we don't know what else to call it because it's technically just state lands.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, there's folklore that skinwalkers have been seen here,
Yes.
and
Some other big like.
cryptids as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, if you guys are into that kind of stuff, this is the video for you,
Oh.
or
yeah.
the main channel video. Sorry,
Link
link in
like,
description.
Wasn't there like bobcats too out here and stuff like that?
Bro,
Like, there's some
like creatures, not
actual
like animals.
animals that will fuck you up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Like you don't
So-
stand a chance against, kind of thing.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
we're out
also on the road here, about halfway to Colorado, I realized, Ben, I forgot my boots, and
Yep.
then I said to Ben, "Oh, it's no big deal. We'll just stop at Walmart. I'll get
Yeah.
some."
We'll go
like-
pick some up. Now what do we do?
We don't stop at Walmart.
We forgot that.
No, we did stop at Walmart, but I forgot.
No,
to
we forgot
get,
the boots. We did stop at Walmart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got Cheez-Its and whatever else.
Making your feet warm right now? You got Cheez-Its in there?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm wearing waterproof socks, so I should be okay. But, yo, so far it's been wild. We've been hearing all types of wild stuff out here. Now, I mean, I could go in more depth on this channel right here about the full story. So, I mean, I might as well do that. I kind of numbed it down a little bit on the main channel because that's where, like, all the hardcore, XXX action takes.
XXX action hardcore.
That's not what I meant. But I'm going to read the full thing. And when I tell you, this is a very, very long... Like, look at this, Ben.
Oh my god. Wow, bro. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I wish we had a fire right now.
That'd be nice.
Even better, we have a heater. A portable
But-
heater. But the generator, for some reason...
It isn't working either.
I don't know what to do. Okay, so this is the story that we were sent. I'm not revealing who I am or much about where I live, and to be honest, it's been a few months since this happened, but I just came to terms with it now, and I have to warn people about what's out there, what they knew, and what we don't. Warning, this is a very long read, and some of the content below is very disturbing, but I can't hold back. This is my
Oh.
story. Occasionally, I like to go hiking with my friends. There's not much to do. Honestly, we live in a small mountain town in Colorado. It was fun at first, but by now we know the trails by heart. By the end of the last summer, there was only one we hadn't tried. Now, there's a reason for that. The trail goes right through a portion of the forest that the Ute people considered sacred. I'll admit, I have hang-ups when it comes to these things. You don't wear hats in a church. You don't let the American flag touch the ground. You don't trudge all over somebody's sacred land for the fun of it. Still, my friend, we'll call him Mark, convinced me to go. He said that regardless of whether I went, he'd go anyways. Since no one else was going, he managed to goad me into going with him. That's another one of my hang-ups. Don't go hiking alone. Don't let friends go hiking alone.
Friends don't let friends go hiking alone.
Never. Make that into some merch right now. Friends don't
let friends go hiking
alone. And this is why.
And then you can put this guy's name. Actually, we'll blur his name out. Like, we'll have his name. We'll blur it out because it's like we don't want to.
Because we don't know his name.
We don't know his name.
And we'll put and Mark. Mark with quotation marks.
Author. Author Mark.
Okay, so it says too many tragic news stories happen this way. So I ended up going with him reluctantly. The whole way there, he was talking about how this was the coolest trail he'd ever been on. Yes, he's only been there before, though only once. His manipulative ploy had been to get me to come with him, so he could show me this trail. He admitted this all in the casual way that friends admit being asses to friends. That doesn't make sense. Sometimes I didn't blame him. I had a tendency to have a stick up my butt, and what followed only reinforced it. We arrived at about 9. I remember giving us plenty of time. It was farther away from town than most trails, and it wasn't near a paved road. Kind of sounds like where we entered from, to be completely honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
It literally said road ends. They're not maintaining this road, and then we had to walk down this creepy trail.
Yeah, the road was fucked.
Yeah.
We walked the road, really.
So there was a lot of walking just to get there.
That sounds like us.
30 minutes.
About, yeah.
No tourists knew about it. A lot of locals and even some Ute didn't know about it. But if you followed a game trail through a bunch of trees, it would widen out and lead its way through some mountainous terrains. What struck me was how quiet it was. This apparently was what...
Sorry.
No, not that. Howling.
What the fuck?
That's coming right from where we saw the eyes earlier.
That sounds like definitely animal like this big and up.
Yeah, with fangs and
with teeth and
you know,
stuff. And, like,
and when
tongue.
it's a full moon day. No. Here we go. Mark found this so awesome about how quiet it was.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, in this particular place, you couldn't hear any birds chirping or any wildlife whatsoever. It was complete and utter silence. Kind of literally like what we're dealing with right now.
Minus the weird howling.
Yeah, occasionally. Eventually, I had to urinate. I stepped off the main road just so Mark wouldn't see me. As I was going, I spotted something through the trees. It looked like some sort of clearing just past a shallow creek, with a log going over it. My curiosity got the better of me as I looked at the log. It didn't seem to be an act of nature. It was like a makeshift bridge, I was sure. Though enough, when I tested it, it seemed to be stable. I put one foot in front of the other and crossed. When I reached the other end, I pulled my way through some trees. In front of me, there was vegetation, trees, ferns, and brush. But suddenly, it all stopped. Within a perfect circle surrounded by small, perfectly arranged rocks, there was nothing but smooth dirt. It was strange, not in the least because the shape of the rocks was absolutely perfect. They were particularly submerged in the soil and fit together like bricks. Every single one of them was the same uniform white color. And as I got closer, I saw things had been carved on them, symbols. They were old, very old. Even if I had understood them, their distinct shapes have been lost over the years. That was strange, but what disturbed me was that the circle wasn't actually perfect. On one edge, just one, a group of rocks had been kicked up. They were scattered around as if they were actually had been a perfect brick wall, and something had shattered them. In this area, the otherwise perfectly smooth dirt had been kicked up. There was something about it that unsettled me. As quiet as the entire forest was, it felt quieter here. I quickly turned around and went back to Mark, who made some lame number 2 joke. I should have forced him to leave right there. Instead, though, we kept going. After all, the day was only halfway over. While the forest itself was cool, at least from Mark's perspective, I found the trail to be rather disappointing. It just went on and on and on. There was no alternate paths, and there was hardly any challenging terrain. For Colorado, this area was so flat. It was hardly a hike at all. The trail was just long, very long. It took us until noon to reach the end, and there was no one else on it. I know that it was a very hard trail to find, and many of the other locals might share my sentiments, but we were there all day and we didn't run into anyone. Of course, it wasn't until we reached the end that things started getting really weird. The trail didn't loop at all, and I inwardly groaned knowing that we'd be walking these 3 same boring hours back. We took our time eating lunch, and as we did, I could swear I heard noises for the first time. There were animals moving through the forest nearby. We could hear the rustling of the bush. I looked and saw, through the foliage, the vague outline of a single buck's head moving past us. It was odd, but I dismissed it. We packed up what was left of our lunches and started the trek back. Every once in a while, I could hear the rustling again. I'd look into the trees, and oftentimes I would see the same buck's head. Eventually, I noticed that it was making far too much noise, and was doing so far too frequently. I told Mark to slow down and stop. And being Mark, he cracked a joke about it. You know, Mark.
Classic Mark.
Classic
yes.
Mark over here. But finally, he went silent, and we both still heard the rustling. Now, even Mark was a little freaked out. He turned back and saw the vaguest outline of the buck's head again. This time, to me, there seemed to be something wrong. The head was far too high up. Around the higher branch of the trees, I noticed it. Mark didn't. I should have said something, but I didn't have time. Just as soon as it was there, it was gone again. Going off further into the forest. Now, before I go further, the one thing I do know about skinwalkers, I don't want to say it too loud, they take forms. So some say it would take form of a buck or of a deer, etc., right?
Okay.
I remember Mark talking about how deer were annoying as hell, about how he was going to scare it off or something. I don't remember exactly what he said, and that bothers me, because I should remember. He was one of my best friends. I do remember him yelling at it, and at the time it was funny. Hey, Buck, yeah, you, horny motherfucker, leave us alone. He walked off the road and disappeared down a ridge, behind a layer of trees, pursuing it. For a minute there was silence. That minute became 2. Mark, I called out. No answer. 5 minutes passed. I climbed down the ridge after him. Mark. I followed the general direction he'd gone in, keeping the way back to the road in mind. I wouldn't go far, I knew, because he was smart enough not to go too far. He hadn't. After a short time, I found a place where there were signs of a struggle. In addition, there was blood. There was a lot of blood. It was all over the trees and the ground. I cursed to myself. There were other things too in addition to the blood. Pieces of flesh that I didn't like to look at. There were marks showing that something had been dragged away from here. Mark, I called out, furiously now. Forgetting the trail for a second, I ran forward along the drag marks. After running too far to be safe, I reached a small ravine, kind of what we're at right now, with a creek running through it. I narrowly stopped myself. It wasn't a long drop, but it hurt you, and a sprained ankle in the middle of the forest was bad news. The trail stopped here. Mark, I murmured, then called again. Mark. Something heard, but it wasn't Mark. Across the ravine from me. This is freaking me out because this is literally what we're dealing with.
I know.
This is literally... You have that other flashlight on you?
No.
Okay. Maybe I'm just paranoid right now. Maybe I'm just paranoid. Across the ravine from me, I heard a rustling and saw the trees stirring. Something stepped through the foliage and revealed itself. This was the second image burned into my mind. Please give me a second. I've spent every day for the past few months trying to tell myself this wasn't real. At first, I saw a head. The head of a buck, but it came forward. Then I realized that it was 7 feet above the ground. I was staring at a 7-foot creature straight in the face that had a massive buck's head, but a humanoid body. The creature snorted. Its buck face remained neutral, scared looking.
Right.
Even as if it wasn't sure of the malicious whims of the body beneath it, there was blood dripping from its horns, which were not at all like the horns of the average buck, but jagged, pointed, and unorganized, a mess of sharp, bloody points. Its human body was dark-skinned and naked, with very human genitalia. Its genitalia was dripping blood, just like its horns, implying things that I don't even want to think of. I remember both of its arms and its legs. They started human, but near the bottom they became distorted and became animalistic. At the end of the legs were powerful hooves. At the end of its arms were hands with long claws, every bit as jagged as the horns on its head. I examined him only briefly, just long enough to notice that the shape of its head was not what it had once been. For a moment there was silence. I didn't scream. I couldn't believe what was in front of me. Then the creature's ears ruffled. It dropped Mark's body apathetically and started backing up. Its deer head hung lazily to the side as it moved. My brain rang. Suddenly, it's going to jump the gap. It's coming for me. With the logical side of my mind shut off, I turned around and ran, hopefully in the exact opposite direction of the way I came. Behind me, I heard a powerful grunt and then a scuffle of the monster landing on the bank. There was a horrifying roar, something that sounded like a buck and a grizzly bear shouting together. I had never run so fast or so desperately in all of my life, but it was all gaining on me. As I ran through the forest, I started to feel its warm, hungry breath on my back. Its hands were extending, and I swear I could feel one of its claws scratch me. I ran and scurried up the bank leading to the path. I don't know how I got there without it grabbing me, but I did. Then I took down the road, hoping that I was going in the right direction. While running, I threw off my backpack and gained some speed. I think the bank delayed it slightly. That's the only reason I can account as to how I had gotten ahead of it. Somehow I ran and ran and ran. I didn't stop. Eventually I didn't hear it anymore, but I didn't care. I kept running. I had never been a long distance runner, but my adrenaline was not going to wear off anytime soon. I intended to take advantage of that. When I reached the end of the trail and saw the road again, I couldn't believe it. I just got into my car. Just before I took off, I shot a glance back up at the trail. At the point where it went up between two mountains and was visible from the road, I would regret it. Standing there, near the beginning of the trail, was the Skinwalker, as I've come to call it. It had given up its chase, but it just stood there, watching me hungrily, waiting to see if I would come back. Its deer head hung lazily and dead to the side. The blood on its body was beginning to dry and had ran the whole trail. It didn't look tired at all. I twisted the ignition, floored the car, and never came back. They never found Mark. I would never explain what happened. No one believed me, though I needed to tell someone, which is why I'm posting it here. It came back to me in my dreams, nightmares, the creature, the Skinwalker. Somehow, I doubt the forest was really scared. In fact, I'm sure it was the opposite, because the image that flashes through my mind most often is not the horrifying creature. It isn't Mark's mutilated. It's that circle, which must have been maintained over the years by those who knew, those who understood. That old circle left alone for so long that had been quietly penetrated.
Okay. Shit.
Sorry that was so long, but I hope that gives you a bit more in-depth understanding.
Yeah, it does. Oh my god. Bro, that's crazy.
Now, here's the thing. This was posted by someone completely anonymous. Now, for someone to just come up with this on the top of their head, you'd have to be some sort of like,
That's true.
I don't know. But I always say, I don't know until I see it for myself.
Yeah, that's true.
It's something that I have to experience or see for myself before I can make any sort of judgment on it, right? Now, I guess that's why we're here, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping that we don't experience something like that, because that's absolutely horrifying.
That's the other thing, too, with that story is, like, the one thing I was thinking about is, like, this dude's, like, the last person to see this Mark guy.
Yeah.
You gotta imagine, like, the cops had to have talked to him at some point, right?
Had to have.
Yeah.
Because
I wouldn't be posting that shit online. I'd be quiet. If I saw someone die, like, the last time, like, they're gonna...
Well, the thing is, like,
It
he's
doesn't make any sense
posting
to
this
blame you.
completely anonymously. Too, think about it. Like, he said this happened a long time ago, and he just now found the courage to speak to somebody about it, and it was on
Right.
the internet. So
That's
it's like,
crazy.
we don't know. We don't know what's going on here.
Right.
The only thing that we do know is that whoever wrote this is clearly traumatized,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
they're, willing to share the story.
That's crazy.
Now,
Holy shit.
this is how the internet is. You could post anything on the internet, and there will be that flock of people that are like, oh, that's fake. That's completely fake.
Right.
Like I did something for charity once, like a charity fundraising live stream, and people were like, oh, that's fake. This is a tax write-off. And I'm like, I don't even own my business yet.
Yeah.
I can't write this off regardless. But
I was gonna say back then you didn't.
I didn't. Yeah, I couldn't. I was just doing that literally because I wanted to from the bottom of my heart.
Right.
I hate cancer. Fuck cancer, right? And I
Yeah.
want to do whatever I can to.
Thank you. Clean up my.
Yeah.
Sure.
But that's how the internet is, though. So like something like this will arise, right? I told the story, and there's probably a group of people back home that are like, "Oh, blasphemy,"
Yeah. Stupid.
dummy. And it's like, I don't know. You're not out here in Colorado with us right now, 30 minutes into a horrible trail that's literally describing exactly where we are. We are so far off a trail, right next to a ravine.
Near a river.
And
That comes through a river.
there is a bank across the ravine that we saw something with eyes
Exactly.
about 20 minutes ago. So yeah, no, please excuse us if we are a
Exactly.
little freaked out.
Yeah.
Please
It's a little cold too.
Yeah, it is freezing. Everything's just going wrong. This may be one of those nights where we don't last, simply because the equipment's not working.
Yeah. Well, we don't have like last time was bad. We didn't have any heat. It's colder tonight. We got a heater.
I mean, bro, we're in the Hidden Valley, Hidden Valley Ridge.
We're in Hidden Valley. We're in Sneeze Mouth Ranch, guys.
No, we're in like the little valleys of Colorado, like in the mountains. It's so cold up here. You guys have.
Bro, it's bad.
I have these things in areas you
They
wouldn't
don't
even
work
think
anymore.
of. Yeah, they're so cold. Like, I got them in my boxers, bro. It's like I'm just trying to stay warm, but
I got them between my cheeks right now.
I don't blame you. I got one in my cheek. The worst part about this is the lights.
The lights are really pissing me
Because
off.
think about this. Imagine the rest of the night in just night vision.
Oh,
I can't.
fuck.
I don't even want to think about it. Because now we have to use the flashlights. What happens when the flashlights die? Ben, inform me.
We're fucked.
We have to walk 30 minutes back to the car with no flashlights.
Hell no.
Just night vision.
Hell no.
Ay, mama.
Mamma mia.
Well, yeah, guys. Get ready for a crazy video. I'm assuming it's gonna be crazy just because of like everything that we're so far dealing with
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and experiencing, and I mean, since we're here, it's for a good old dandy Spirit Box app,
Spirit Box app. Yeah.
Spirit Talker Walker.
I feel like Thumper right now from fucking Bambi. Thump, 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 thump.
All right. Well, here you go, Ben. I'm gonna let you talk to it a little bit while I open up some more hot hands for it.
Sure.
Anybody here with us right now?
It says my name.
My name.
What's your name?
That was
That's
really
my
fast.
name. What's your name? That's my name.
Oh, dude. Okay, so fucking boots thing's killing me. Oh my god, these are waterproof socks too, but my feet are.
They're only waterproof so far. They're good. They're like some of the best socks I have.
Yeah.
But it gets to a point where it just can't take it anymore.
There's only
It bursts.
so much you can do, bro. Like to
Mhm.
prepare yourself for some shit like this.
Mhm.
I wore these once to the India house when it was minus 15. I thought I was dead.
Yo, that night you almost died.
Yeah, I almost died.
Yeah, I remember that.
People are telling me I almost got some condition because like my nose was completely white. Like this, I had no blood in. It was that.
Your nose almost fell off.
Yeah, literally. Imagine.
Jazz, you'd be way different without a nose. I don't know.
I don't know if I'd still be doing YouTube.
I'd build you a fake nose, Jazz.
Thank you.
No
A 3D
problem.
printed nose.
Yeah. I get a 3D printer just for that. It'd be green though. We'd have to paint it your skin tone. I only have like the green plastic stuff. Sorry.
It's all good.
It still just said my name. What's your name?
Inform us.
Tell us your name. Are you from Spain? Yeah, open those bad boys.
Yeah, we're stocked up on these. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Still nothing.
Nothing. What's my name?
I'm an idiot.
Or maybe they want to know my name. My name's Ben. This is Jazz.
I have Jaws.
Don't provoke us.
That's what I
Don't
said.
provoke us.
Are you guys not fans of lights? Because we don't have a lot of those. So
Yeah.
you're good on that
Well,
route.
well, there's a reason why our light died. Did you turn?
Did you turn our lights off?
I mean, if that spirit's that powerful, bro.
Yeah. Well, we have seen that. Like,
Happen.
that's
I've-
like one of the most, honestly, in like anything ghost hunting or anything like that, the most consistent thing I've ever gotten. I think I said it in the last video. I'll say it again. Anything
Equipment.
like equipment wise.
There was one time. This was one of the most horrifying things. I was in. It's called Yorktown Memorial Hospital in Texas. I was there with Angelo and Franklin the turtle, and we were doing alone challenges.
Wait, like Franklin, the turtle?
The
like,
turtle himself. Yeah.
Hey, it's Franklin.
Well, no, it's Frank, but I call it. He kind of looks like Franklin the turtle. It's weird, but
That's cool.
he's handsome. But
Mhm.
I was in the church portion, bro, and things started going bad because they did satanic rituals in the church when it was abandoned. It was really weird,
Oh no.
and it was the pastor there at the time called it hell, a church.
Oh,
He said
no.
it was the most unholiest place he's ever been to in his life.
Really?
Bro, when I was there, Spirit Box says the devil is here. I start freaking out. My light dies.
Oh hell no.
Angelo's bag of equipment's right next to me, so I take his bag out. I take his light, and I
Yep.
go, "Sorry, Angelo, I'm using your light." 2 minutes later, his light dies.
Yep. That's like the scariest thing that can happen. Is like you go for your backup equipment and you're like, don't worry,
Yeah.
I got this, and then it shuts off too, and you're like,
What do I do now?
I'm a caveman now.
Yeah. Quite
I pull
literally.
out my club and I start clubbing things.
Poltergeist.
That makes sense. That makes
Okay.
sense. Poltergeist.
Yeah.
It literally makes sense.
I love that movie.
Well, it's one of the most violent spirits you could ask for.
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. I'm putting more of these in my socks, by the way, guys. Don't mind me.
He's putting more of those in his socks. Don't mind him.
Thanks, Ben.
No problem. I got you. Oh fuck.
Do you want more?
Yeah. I'm gonna start putting them in my gloves.
I don't know where my gloves are. Bro, I'm a mess today.
Bro, I saw one of your gloves in the back seat of the car.
Fantastic.
So that's all the way like.
Well,
you
the thing is, like, we had to. on the walk here, you have to understand, we walk 30 minutes. We have to stop every so often because I have camera bag, other camera bag, backpack. I'm holding one sleeping bag, the tent. Ben's holding sleeping bag, cooler,
My
chairs.
childhood.
My childhood.
A poltergeist was your childhood.
Well, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's like just like a movie.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What I'm thinking right now, though, you know the thing that we saw? So we saw something carved into the snow earlier.
Yeah, what the fuck
It,
was that?
well, it wasn't snow, it was ice, but it was like carved into the ice, and it was like some weird symbol, almost looked like a person,
You looked like a person like
like
shrugging,
this.
like
yeah, like shrugging. I don't know. You guys have to watch the main channel video because there's so much that like happened in such a
Thanks,
short.
bro.
Yeah, no problem. That happened in such a short period of time that was just like, I don't know. At least I got my prime energy. It could be worse, right?
It could be worse. We got a Prime sponsorship now. No big deal. Not Amazon Prime. Also not this Prime either. It's like a
No.
small local company.
No, this is a KSI's drink and Logan Paul. I really like it.
It is good.
Not sponsored. It's really.
It's
good.
not sponsored. We're not sponsored. It's fire. The fruit punch one was pretty good.
Yeah, this is orange mango.
Although I still do like the monster fruit punch one. That one's pretty good too. But that one's like, I have to taste them both together.
Yeah, this is coconut water, I think.
It has coconut water in it, bro.
I think so. Something like
Oh shit.
that. Like it's supposed to be somewhat better for you.
Oh, that's cool. Somewhat.
Yeah, 3 nuts of coconut.
What? There's 3
And-
coconuts in there?
3 balls.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah, they fit 3 coconuts in there. 20 coconuts
20 coconuts.
in that drink. Oh my god. All right, so my childhood. You're 20. Were you 20 now? Or are you 20 in ghost years when you died? Oh.
You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying not to like. I'm tearing up right now. Animal sounds.
Uh-oh. You heard that? Can you grab the flashlight?
Problem is. Okay, guys. So we're back on the main channel right now. Small problem.
Blame.
I'm starting to think it's not as safe for us.